Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lisa Ware, Senior Group Leader. Today ooh, we're talking about the upfront customer bonus, which we affectionately known as QUIP, Quick Income Plan, v going straight onto residual income. Okay, so there's a lot of information I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to use my partner portal to sort of show you things as well. So firstly, when a new partner joins, they are instantly put on the upfront bonus, just so you know. They start, their very first six customers are always what we call customer bonus. And what we mean by upfront is what we're talking about is that the company is upfronting them months and months of residual income. Now, in the days, legacy businesses like myself, in fact, the quick income thing, I think, don't quote me here, but it started somewhere around about 2019. Okay. All of us used to always earn a small customer bonus, and then instantly that the customer's direct debit would kick in, we would start to earn the percentage royalty off their bills. Now, money has gone up tremendously since my days when I started. In fact, I am absolutely gobsmacked at the amount of money that the company is throwing at the network. Okay. I don't say that lightly. I actually really mean it. Because in the early days when I was doing somewhere around, and I don't say this to boast, it was the truth, I was doing on average anything between about 30 and 40 customers a month. The most we could actually earn was about £15 up front. You had to do a lot of activity, you had to do a lot of customers to bring upfront money in. And we never had remote, so we drove everywhere. And I used to support people, and we didn't earn supporting bonuses either. And I would often do 60-mile round trips, support somebody, and literally come away after all those hours with nothing. But I viewed it that it was important that people saw how you do this properly. And I'm glad I did. So even though not unlike Ramdat that's got this incredible 800 supported appointments, anyone will tell you that's been in the business a long time, including Wes, I was supporting long before anybody was supporting because I saw its benefits. Now, I tell you all this because I absolutely believe in what we do. So I'm now going to talk to you about the upfront income and highlight all the incredible benefits of it. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, yours will look probably a bit similar. Okay, the dashboard. Yeah. So I've now got my 3 months of free energy. I've been had it confirmed. I missed January. Last year I was an ambassador. We all have these. Just it's good for you to know that all this way down the line, no matter what I did in January, I ended up with 3 points. I missed it by one. And yet I then got 20 points, 25, 25 so far. All right. So it is what it is. Okay. But I've got it now. But I want to show you what this is all about. Okay. So if we go to, can you see this search? If I click search, what comes up here is I'm going to type in the words compensation plan and press the magnifying glass. And actually it comes up a few times. So you've only got to click on one of them. It doesn't matter which one. And then you want to make a note of the opportunity booklet. And as they would say in all the good parlance, I think it's possibly here. One I produced earlier. If you scroll down to page 19, we're going to be talking about that bit shortly. Okay. Also, if we scroll up, it very much talks about customer bonuses. But there's something else I want to share with you, and I've got it ready. Could somebody kindly give me a thumbs up if they see what it says here? Supported appointments promotion bonus. Supported. Can you see that, folks? Yes, thank you. Right, this is something called, I'm going to go to the front page. It's called the New Partner Success Guide, and it's available on this URL. And I'm going to put that on the link when I send out the recording, but you can actually access it if you go into your Fast Start plan and go into the first couple of pages. It actually has it available there. It's also available when somebody does their very first online training, you know, the 15 minutes, then there's the 5 minutes legal. Now there's 5 minutes insurance. One of the other things it says is documents and guides. That guide is there. Now, I am absolutely wanting to say to you, this is so important. If you've never read this, please do. Please note it's been amended April 2025. And what I'm going to say to you is oops, hang on, it will go down. It will go down. It's because I'm doing it large. Here we go. Page, oh gosh, page 6 and 7. So what we have here is how you earn. This is a fabulous little chart that I think every brand new partner needs to have access to see this. And I think we have an obligation when we do their Fast Start plan to ensure that you show them this. I think this stuff is not happening and it's important. Okay. It's telling you about the kind of bonuses typically that can be earned. I want you to view over now to this side. I'm going to see if I can make it even larger. Okay. It's a bit larger. It should, there we go, it should go down. So customer bonus. Look, guys, some of you I know aren't aware of this, and I think you need to write this stuff down. It's incredibly important. So when you're on the customer bonus, the upfront, the QUIP, homeowners only, not tenants. All right, there is no customer bonuses paid on tenants at all. Nothing. But you instantly earn residual income. If you do one service, you're getting a one-off payment of £50. Now, I'm going to tell you, in the early days, the most I could earn was 15, and that was on 3 or 4 services. So I consider this very good money. Okay. But I want you to notice that that means they're upfronting you 24 months of upfront residual income. That's what this is here. Okay. So I've done the maths for you. Basically, if you did a one service, God knows why you would for somebody, they are basically giving you the equivalent of £2.08 per month for 24 months. Now, 2 services are going to earn you £100, but that is 36 months worth of upfront residual. That's the equivalent of £2.77 a month. As soon as you hit the golden number of three services, as you know, it jumps to £250 customer bonus. But that is 60 months worth of upfront residual income. That works out at £4.16 a month. And if you manage to do 4 services, that is £300. That's the equivalent of 60 months. You could do the maths on that one. That's a £5 a month. Now, some of you will say, that's fantastic. It's wonderful. Okay. And if you're happy doing that, brilliant. But I'm going to tell you a downside, which I know some of you have not thought about. if you stay forever on the quick income bonus, you are basically having up to 5 years of income up front. And the downside is you are paying tax up front for 5 years. Because when you do your tax return at the end of the first year, because you've had that money up front, you've basically you're paying tax up front. Now, I don't like paying the inland revenue anything, never mind giving in my money in advance. And some of you might laugh, but I'm serious. Mr. Inland Revenue has to wait a whole year before he gets my tax, which, in my opinion, serves me well. So, can you understand this? Right now, higher activity bonus is when you go over 2 customers, homeowners a month, with a minimum of 3 services. So, if you did 2 3 service customers a month, instead of 250, you'd earn another £50 each. So they'd be worth 300 each. So that'd be £600. Yes, it's more money. It's great. Okay. It ups it. But I sort of say to you, how many of you are doing regularly 2 customers every month with 3 services? If you do 4 3 service minimum customers a month, they give you an extra £100. So if you do 4, that would have normally been 1,000, but now it becomes £1,400. Yes, it's a lot more money up front. But again, you've got to think about your tax likewise. Okay. Now, let's carry on. So, homeowners is lovely. It's lovely. All right. You get all this money. Tenants, you do not earn a single bit of customer bonus. Guys, I'm going to spill the beans if you've never been told this, because I think this is important. I'm going to stop the share because I think there's a lot of you on here. So, with a tenant, we don't earn upfront bonus and we earn residual income straight away. But are you aware that for the first 2 years, you only earn 50% of residual income? And thereafter, you get 75%. And now I'm going to really, really be hard. If any of you are playing around with people with prepayment meters and taking them on, you're wasting your time. You don't earn anything at all for someone on prepay. You're better off asking them to switch their meters over to credit meters for direct debit before they switch, and then you will earn money. So if you're doing the worst of the worst, which is tenants and prepay, which tend to go together, and that's because landlords are trying to ensure that they don't get left bills when tenants move on, either every 12 months or every 6 months, and I can see why they do it. Not only, if you do a tenant, you will spend as much time, I promise you, with a tenant as you will a homeowner. In fact, invariably in my past, I have learnt to my detriment that I spend more time with tenants and they tend to be more problematic. I'm not saying that with any nastiness, just fact. And if they were prepay, all I'm going to earn is residual income of 50% on their telephony for 2 years and 75% thereafter. Nothing on the energy. Don't go there, guys. You've come into a proper business. Target the right market and you're going to earn loads of money. Okay. So, how long should you stay on upfront bonus? Because there is an astonishing amount of money to be earned upfront. It is formidable. I am aghast. But you could be missing out massively. So, if you treat this business seriously and you target the right kind of customer, which should be your silver surfers. By the way, I am counted as one of them. I'm soon to be 64. According to the Beatles, I shouldn't be alive. Okay, I am one of them. If you target silver surfers, homeowners with children, family homes, you are going to be targeting the right market and it's going to be a lot easier. The higher up the demographic scale you go, I promise you, the easier it gets. In fact, I find I spend less time with them than I do anybody else that's, you know, there's it's a funny old thing, right? How do the wealthy get wealthy? Because they bother to care about the pennies looking after the pounds. It's a fact. All right. They are very astute financially. That's why they tend to be where they are. They don't all get left legacies. I can promise you, because I've dealt with loads of them. But I will say to you that if you start targeting the right market, you can earn some amazing money. And I'm now going to share why. So, I want to say to you, if you can, and if it isn't important to have that upfront money, as soon as your 6 customers are out the way, or maybe a year into the business, write to partnerservices@uw.co.uk and say to them that you would like to switch to residual income. And by the way, you have the facility to be able to swap back and forwards every 6 months because there could be circumstances happen. God forbid something happens. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I just went to see a customer last week supporting a new partner. And I've just found out that on Saturday she fell down the stairs. Horrendous. She's broken her leg. She can't work. Now, supposing that was you, do you know what? You'd probably want to go back on the customer bonus because you can work this remotely, can't you? And you probably want a higher money, especially if you are not going to be paid in your day job. Does that all make sense? Yeah. Okay. So with residual income, we now get paid so much more than we ever used to. I just think it's absolutely fabulous. Now, I'm going to tell you the money because I've got it all sussed out. So, if you're on residual income, the customer bonus, one service is £10. Sorry, I nearly said the wrong thing. £10. 2 services is 20. These are all homeowners. 3 services is 50. 4 services is 60. Do you know what? As far as I'm concerned, that's magic. Because it's a hell of a lot more than we used to get paid. But here's the benefit. Immediately that their direct debit kicks in, we earn residual income. Okay. Now, we looked at the average of what the customer bonus is worth in residual income up front. And it was somewhere between, it was £4.16 on a 3 service up to a fiver on 4 services. If you aren't averaging that every month, then you're getting less. Okay. Let's take my bill. So my bill pre cashback card, pre free energy, all of that, pre that, because we earn residual income on the services pre. Remember the retailers give the cash back and the free energy, it's all before that. Ours tends to be, I've taken a note of it, ours tends to be about £140 a month. Now, on average, if we look at ours, that's about £6.80 at the moment. Okay. Now, ours is not a massive house. Okay. It's not a massive house. I've done some figures for you. All right. Because I thought it was important to do so. The average person that you're going to see, that's a 3-bed semi, 2 adults, 2 kids. On average is going to spend £1,800 a year on energy. That is the average. That's the facts. That's £150 a month. And we earn 2.5% on energy. There's £3.75. By the way, if anybody wants me to screenshot this and put it on the recording, I will when I send it out. Broadband, Ultra or Ultra Plus, that's with the line rental included. On average, that's £360 a year at an average of £30 a month. We earn 4%. That's £1.20 a month residual. Mobile. Let's go on. Let's say two mobiles on the unlimited. The first one's 23, the second one's 10, so that's £33, £396 a year. We earn 2%. That's 66p. Then, let's say for good measure, they happen to have an insurance. Are you aware we earn 4% of the premiums on insurance? No upfront bonus because we're not financially registered with a financial conduct authority, but I think it's marvelous. We get 4% of their premiums. So let's take the boiler cover, which we've got, which overall is £25 a month. 4% is £1. Now, if you add up this average person, that's £6.61. That's a lot more than £4.16 or a fiver. Are you shortchanging yourself? Yes, you are. I can see Graham Cowling nodding. Okay, now imagine you start going up the higher demographic scale, and the figures I'm quoting you are not exaggerated. I have loads of people that have been earning me over £15 a month for years. I've got 20, 30, 40, £50 a month. And Kevin Farwell is witness that about 5 years ago, we went and did a very small 20k, and it was over in Hordle. It was only for a few hours. And a guy came along and I signed him up in a 17-bedroom house. That one has been earning me every month for over 5 years, over £100 a month. Do you think I'd want to be on upfront customer bonus? No. Now, he is a little bit unusual, but I have got two shakes. I always laugh when I say that. One recommended the other. Okay. They've been earning me over £40 a month for about 20 years. So my upfront personal residual income is vast. I do have some little old ladies living in a small place. Bless them. They probably heat one room and they're paying me £1.20. I've got those. I've got those. But overall, when you do the stats, you've got to say to yourself, is it worth me staying on upfront bonus? For my personal opinion, for what it's worth, no, it's not. Let's show you some figures. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, this was in the compensation plan that I talked about. Okay, so I'm going to move the pages. I'm going the wrong way. Don't you just love it? Am I on the right thing? I think so. Hang on. No, I'm in the wrong one. Hang on. Aha, here we go. Here we go. Right. So this is the opportunity booklet that I showed you under the word compensation plan. Let's go down to personal residual income. Guys, can you see personal residual income percentages? Can someone put their hand up for me? Brilliant, thank you. Take a look at these rates. Okay, standard ultra, ultra plus, 4%. Please note, full fibre, 3%. Landline, if they have a telephone landline, calls are 6%, the line rentals 2%. A mobile, the monthly charges are 2%. And if they start making calls outside of that package, so that would be calls that are not to mobiles or landlines, those numbers like, I don't know, Ring in the X factor, an '09 number. You're going to earn 6%. Okay. And things like SMSs and all that, you're going to earn 6%. Energy is 2.5%. Established tenants, please note, that is after 2 years, 2%. And please note, those first 2 years, just 1%. Can you see why I'm really urging you to focus on the right business? Now, guys, there is some good news. There is uplift. I've got to find it now. I think it's further down the line. Forgive me. That's GRI. Hang on. I'm looking for it. Here we go. Can you see the plus clubs, residual income uplift? So if you're in the 50 plus, 100 plus club, on all telephony services for your personal, you get an uplift of 10% and energy 5%. On the 200 plus club, you get an uplift of 15% on telephony and 7.5% on energy. In the 500 plus club, why I went for it, because I said to Mr. Critchley, what's the most money you can earn? He said, get in the 500 plus club, Lisa. By the way, there wasn't 1,000 in those days. We get a 25% uplift on our telephony and a massive 10% uplift on energy. So what I'm going to share with you is I am massively saying to you, without a shadow of a doubt, I believe personal residual income is what you should be doing. And I'll tell you why. Because when you start building that residual income, you get to the point, as the incredible Art Jonat says, of never starting the month at zero. There are people on this call, Val, Kev, where are we? Rod, I know. Okay, they have got personal residual income. They are well over the 100 plus customers, and it means they never start the month at zero. It is absolutely formidable. All of you, I commend you. 50 is your absolute, you've got to go for 50. But ideally go for 200. You don't have to go for 500, but 200 is significant. And I'll tell you why. It has two things, two effects. Number one, you'll start seeing some really good money. Number two, you've proven to yourself you really know how to do this. And you've proven to your team you know how to do it. Your confidence, because of your skill, is really good. And I keep shouting this. People don't buy what you kind of know. They're buying your confidence. They feel your posture and they know that you know what you're on about. And that's what they buy. Okay. So there are so many reasons that I feel to go over because I don't want to see the team shortchanged. Now, hear me out. If you don't make that decision to go over, let's say you carry on and you stay on this customer bonus for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Do you know what? Every single month you're starting at zero on your personal. The only thing that can grow is if you bring in team and you're earning group residual income, which is the pence per service. Ideally, you do this business with both oars. You build the team and you carry on with your personal and you keep doing that. Now, I was slow on the uptake. I don't mind sharing that with anybody. It took me a while to realize the importance of offering this incredible opportunity to other people. I should have done it sooner. I put my hand up. Did I fail? No. I built my residual up quick, but finally the penny dropped. I'd say 4 years too late. Okay. The penny drops, and then I realized now to share with you and not to boast, not to impress, but to impress upon you. I earn an astonishing personal income, but I earn 3 times more off my team group residual income than I do off my personal. So the power is doing both. If you stay on that upfront, it is going to be hard work. And you are always going to have the pressure on you every month to do. Let's say the unthinkable happens. No, actually, let's think of something nice. Let's say you get the opportunity to go round the world for 6 months. Somebody says to you, come on, come away with us. Imagine if you've got residual income. Do you know what? You could do that. Imagine if all of a sudden you lose your day job, but you've built this up. Oh my God, what a buffer is that? In fact, there's a joke on one of the teams, and some of you will have seen it. Rosalind Healy is not on this, she said, because she's actually on holiday because residual income is paying for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say unmute yourselves because you can, I think, and I'll take questions from you. Let's see, ask all to unmute. There you go, you can unmute. All right. Who's got a question? Hands up, please. Yes, Fran.
Should you not wait until you get to like the 20 and the 50 customers to lock in the percentages before you switch?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Every recruit I bring in, I advocate to them, if you don't need massive income up front, soon as you've done your 6, let's move you over. That's what I personally advocate. Anybody else got a question? That was a great question, though. Anyone else? Yes, Emma.
So I signed up my 51st customer this week. However, I've lost 10 customers in the last 2 or 3 months. So I'm back down to 41.
Okay.
And not without trying. But that's the bit that's putting me off.
Okay, Emma, I think that's a really brave thing of you to share here. Thank you. I want to also share something that has been done. You went to Power Up, didn't you, Emma?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to in the end.
Okay, right. Mr. Critchley, Steve, said to me when we had the leader call 2 days before Power Up, Lisa, you've had 3 wins. Me, along with many other leaders, have been shouting like crazy to the company that would they do something about the follow-on broadband contract after the first intro, the lost leader deal. A lost leader deal says what it is on the tin. What they do is they heavily subsidize the first contract to draw in the customers, and every company does it. The trouble is they've got to claw back what they've lost, and they do it on the second. However, I've been saying to them, please, 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 can't we come somewhere in the middle so that we even it out? So it's not that. So we kind of carry on the legacy ethos that was for years that utility warehouses are all customers are all treated the same. And I am absolutely like this. They've listened. And what they've done is they've now subsidized the second contract by 60%. So people aren't going to see that massive shoot up and they're not going to be leaving. Listen, Emma, I can't even begin to tell you how many I've lost, and I very rarely lost loads of customers, but it's across the whole network, and I feel your pain because I've had it too. Okay. What I can say to you, I don't think that's going to continue now.
Okay.
And if you do the job right, all of you, I share this with you, if you do the job right and you make sure that every single person has a cashback card, there's no reason not to. They've taken away the £5. They've given it 3 months, try before you buy. There should be nobody that doesn't have a cashback card, because if they start using it and they see that money coming off their services, what will happen? You'll be able to willingly say to them, do you know what? You've eliminated the cost of your broadband. How cool is that? When they then switch over to the second contract, they won't be bothered because they've already realised, do you know what? This discount club works. I don't actually pay for my broadband. Yeah? Does that make sense? Because I've got so many customers that have had the hikes, But do you know what? Because I did the job right with the cashback card, they are happy as Larry.
Yeah.
All right. So, Emma, I know it's been painful, but I think from now on, you're going to see it happening better. And now they're going to start doing things like notifying us when they see that someone wants to cancel.
Okay, brilliant.
Right.
Yes.
Guys, was that helpful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you got one last question?
Me.
Yes.
Thank you. I've also lost a few customers, Emma, and I think it's that because it's the annual, the time that they would renew. But I've just gone out and getting more is what I'm trying to do. Lisa, can you just repeat? You said prepaid energy tenants, we must ask them to go to
Right.
what?
Before they switch to us, get
Yes.
them to ask their existing energy supplier to switch to a credit meter, which means they pay by direct debit.
Okay, fine. All right. I haven't had one, but I just needed to know that. Okay.
You do
Thank you.
not want to sign up anybody on prepay. Honestly, there's just no point. We don't earn a single penny, and that's because those meters cost a fortune to run.
Yes, okay. But then if they go to a credit meter, would we earn off them?
Yes.
Then we
It's
would.
credit
Okay.
meters that we earn off. Credit meters is where you run direct debit.
Okay.
Also, just a quick one, the last pointer. If you ever meet anyone that says, I don't want to pay by direct debit, and there's still some of them out there.
Yeah.
You know, these people that are legacy, like they get a quarterly bill from British Gas. Do you know they're paying a premium for that? They're paying a hell of a lot more because they're not running a direct debit because it costs the company money in admin, and we're the same. If they come over, you could take them without direct debit, but the reality is they'll pay 10% more on all their services. Why would you bother?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, here's the other thing. If our wicked evil government gets its way and God forbid brings in central digital currencies where they take
Oh
away
God.
our cash, everybody is scuppered because then they'll have no choice because it'll be direct debit or nothing because actually
Yeah.
there'll be no cash. They won't be able to do it. And just to share with you, which I spoke to a new lady this morning that I'm dealing with, I'm hoping on her. Many years ago, I signed up a gentleman who ran all the local fish markets. He's very famous. His name is Mr. Greenslade, bless him. And I got an appointment with him. And when I went to see him, his wife was there and she whispered in my ear out of his reach, oh, thank God somebody's here to get some sense into my husband. Do you know he goes down the post office every 3 months with a pile of money to go and pay the bills? Honestly, it's like living in the dark ages. Can you sort this out and get this on direct debit, please? And he's been with me for 15 years now on direct debit. So it can be possible. All right. Guys, I hope that's been really helpful to you.
Thanks. Yes, Lisa.
And see you all again next week, same time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Lisa. Bye.